Welcome back to Protecting Your Retirement with David Nicholas on Talk Radio 640 WGST.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the show. I am David Nicholas. We appreciate you tuning in for another week of Protecting Your Retirement. It's been a great show so far. Our website, if you have questions, you can go to nicholaswealth.com. That's nicholaswealth.com. We do our absolute best to try to get those questions answered for you each week here on the show. Well, I'm really excited. I mentioned to you earlier in the show that we've got a really special guest here for this segment of the show. Her name is Jenny Taylor, and Jenny is the founder of Our Hope International, an amazing organization that just helps directly with the lives of the people in Uganda. And reading from their site, their mission statement is it's a nonprofit organization with the mission to be the hands and the feet of Jesus Christ to meet the physical, spiritual, and emotional needs of orphan children. Jenny, thanks so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me, David.
Well, Jenny, if you could just tell me a little bit about how Our Hope International started and what really felt you to start an organization like this.
Well, I had the privilege of going on a mission trip in 2011, and I had been praying about an opportunity to use my skills as an occupational therapist. So I went to Uganda and was able to meet the director. Her name is Edith of Home of Hope, and from there, it was just, there was no question that the Lord was leading me to become their stateside support. So my two friends and I formed Our Hope International to raise support and awareness for this home that has 38 children with disabilities.
Wow. So your background is actually in occupational therapy, correct?
It is. I'm an occupational therapist here in Birmingham. So we work to improve the lives of children, adults with any type of disability to be as independent as possible. So it's a perfect fit for these children.
And for our radio listeners, you may be saying, well, David, this is a financial show. You know, you're talking about an organization. Mm-hmm. What makes this kind of cool is actually Jenny's actually a client of ours, and her parents are actually a client of ours. And when I found out about the organization, and Jenny shared with me all that they were doing, I just thought, you know what, our radio listeners need to hear about the organization. So Jenny, just tell us a little bit about what the organization does directly in Uganda.
Okay. So what we do through monthly child sponsorship, also through sponsoring a child to go to school, those are parts of our sources of income. We have general donors. We also sell handmade paper beads made by the women in Uganda. We are actually doing a fundraiser tonight in Birmingham. So through different avenues like that, we raise funds to pay for staff salaries, to pay their occupational therapists, to provide medications, food, shelter to the children on a monthly basis. So.
And Jenny, where are these kids coming from? I remember, I think it was your mom was sharing me a story where sometimes these kids are just dropped off at the front door. Tell us a little bit about that.
Mm-hmm. They definitely were. There's a stigma in a lot of third world countries, but especially there, if you are born with a disability, that is a reflection of the parent and especially the mother. And so a lot of these children have been abandoned, been left with aging grandparents that are unable to care for their needs. So, yes, she has many stories of children being on their doorstep, also of just hearing people in the community know her well, and so she'll get calls often of, there's a child we found, left in a field or left in a hut somewhere. So also have several that their parents have passed away from AIDS. So there's a variety of reasons these children have become orphans.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. And how many kids children are currently at the home that you guys have? Is it the Home of Hope?
Home of Hope. There are 38 children currently there. So pretty much all of them, I would say 35 of them require 24/7 care.
So they couldn't really survive on their own. They have to have around-the-clock nurses or therapists there overseeing them. Wow, that's amazing.
Correct.
Well, so tell me, and I know, are you guys primarily in Uganda?
We are. We are right now, and our mission statement is pretty broad, and prayerfully we can expand that to other parts of Africa or the world, because this is kind of an epidemic and typical thing you see in a lot of other third world countries. So, but for now, we are just in Uganda.
So, and it's clear that you guys are helping with the desperate physical need that these children need. Tell us a little bit about how you help with the spiritual and emotional needs, because that's an element that I think is just, if not in cases, more important sometimes than even the physical needs. How are you guys ministering to that aspect of it?
So what has been really on my heart from the beginning was to begin a partnership with them and for them to know that we are here for the long haul. We don't want to run your orphanage. We want to be the support that you need. And so through that, emotionally, we have just developed a wonderful friendship. We go once a year to serve at the orphanage. And so I have become very good friends with the staff there, and so have several other people that have gone on teams. So that part, and then as far as the spiritual, they are very connected to their own community in Jinja there. And part of their heart is to reach their community with the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so we are able to raise funds each year to hand out Bibles in their native Lugandan language within their communities, several other communities. We are able to pray individually, wash the feet of their nannies, to encourage them in this hard work that they're doing. So it's continued to grow throughout the years, but yeah.
No, that's incredible. And Jenny, what would you say is really the biggest need that you see right now, that maybe if there's someone listening that would like to get involved, where would you think is the biggest need, that if they were to send money or they were to send aid, where would it go to?
Okay. Really, I would say there's two big needs right now. One is to consistently pay our staff every month. There are 10 nannies or staff members that either care for the actual children, drive the children to the hospital, go pick up things. Being able to consistently pay those staff members every month is a huge need that we have not been able to meet consistently. And then also, we sponsor the children to go to school that can, and there is a school called Mount Zion Primary School, and we are currently underway trying to help them with a building fund to build on their own land and become self-sufficient. So between those two, those are probably our biggest needs. So.
Wow. And if you don't mind me, what is a typical cost for a staff member per month there at the center?
Each staff member would be ideally paid $100 a month. So the total is $1,000 to pay all of the nannies consistently. So they are working there to raise funds or salaries to pay and care for their own families at home.
So for our radio listeners out there, there's organizations that are doing great things all over, and this is one of those organizations. But folks, I can tell you, it doesn't take much to be able to significantly impact the lives of the ones that really the helpless, the ones that need our help most. And so if you're listening and you want to get involved, Jenny, what's the best way that they can find out a little bit more about Our Hope International and possibly give if they can?
Yes, we have a website. It's orhopeinternational.com. That is the best way to find out more about us, to connect and to donate. We're also on Facebook on Our Hope and on Twitter at Love Our Hope. All
right, folks, that website again it's orhopeinternational.com. That's orhopeinternational.com. Well, Jenny, we appreciate your time so much. I know you've got a lot going on, but we thank you for being with us today, and hopefully our radio listeners can get behind and give some support to Our Hope International. Best of luck. We'll be praying for you as you go forward.
Thank you so much, David.
All right, folks, well, we appreciate you tuning in. It's been another great show here for Protecting Your Retirement. Again, if you want to check out Our Hope International, go to orhopeinternational.com. I can tell you, we've put our support behind it. It's an organization that we truly believe in, and it's one that I think we should all try to get involved if we can. Folks, have a great week. I'm David Nichols. We'll see you next week right here on 640 AM WGST.